To understand what went wrong, we have to go back to the beginning. Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler's relationship didn't start like most. Caryn had been a longtime employee of Roloff Farms, serving as the farm manager and working closely with the entire Roloff family for years, even during Matt's marriage to Amy Roloff. This has always been a sticking point for some fans and family members alike. After Matt and Amy divorced in 2016, it didn't take long for rumors to swirl about Matt and Caryn's increasingly close bond. By 2017, the couple confirmed they were dating, and although that created a stir among LPBW fans, they seemed to embrace their relationship with growing confidence over time. Caryn became a regular face on the show, often supporting Matt through his health challenges and farm decisions. Whether it was navigating Roloff Farms operations or planning pumpkin season festivities, Caryn became more than just Matt's girlfriend. She became his right hand, both on and off the screen. But not everything was smooth sailing. From the beginning, Caryn's relationship with Matt was a source of tension in the Roloff family, especially with Amy Roloff. Amy made no secret of how awkward and hurtful it was to see her ex-husband with someone she used to work with. The family dynamics began shifting, and while some tried to maintain peace, there was an undeniable distance growing between members of the Roloff clan. Fast forward to 2021, and the couple seemed stronger than ever. They traveled often. Arizona was a favorite escape, and they even began talking about living there part-time. On social media, they shared pictures of sunsets, home renovations, and cozy dinners, giving the impression of a couple planning for a golden future together. Then came the engagement announcement in early 2023. Fans were thrilled. Many believed this marked a fresh start for Matt, a chapter separate from the tumult of his past with Amy. But even then, some couldn't help but notice. Caryn didn't look quite as excited as Matt. The body language, the delayed posts about the ring, and the quiet reactions from the Roloff children, all of it planted the seeds of doubt. And now, in 2025, it appears those seeds have grown into a full-blown split. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Matt and Caryn's romance started not long after Matt's divorce from Amy Roloff was finalized, and fans were quick to notice their growing closeness. Caryn had long been involved in Roloff Farms operations and was considered part of the family business, even before the romance blossomed. At first, the relationship raised eyebrows, particularly due to how fast Matt seemed to move on. However, as years went by, Matt and Caryn appeared inseparable. Caryn was more than just a farm employee. She was the farm manager, closely working with Matt on daily operations and special events like pumpkin season. That proximity helped build trust and a personal bond between them, but it also led to speculation about when exactly the romantic relationship began. Some fans questioned if feelings had developed even before the divorce was finalized, though both Matt and Caryn have denied any overlap. Helping Matt transition from married life into singlehood, Caryn took on a role that was both emotional and logistical. She was by his side through back surgeries, real estate projects, and the very public tensions with his children, especially Zach and Jeremy. Her support became especially noticeable when Amy Roloff moved off the farm, leaving behind decades of memories. During this time, Caryn's presence on the property became even more prominent, much to the discomfort of some fans and family members. One of the earliest signs that this wasn't just a workplace connection came during public events and social media posts. As the couple began traveling together, Hawaii, Arizona, even international trips, photos started appearing more frequently on both their Instagram accounts. The captions? Warm, flirty, and openly affectionate. Fans saw Matt smiling in a way they hadn't seen in years. Caryn's outfits, her relaxed posture in photos, and the way she integrated with Matt's grandchildren all pointed towards something more serious. Over the years, their public appearances increased, from red carpet-style events related to TLC to casual get-togethers on the farm. The couple didn't hide. Instead, they embraced the spotlight. Caryn, once behind the scenes, was now central to Matt's storyline. They made appearances on Little People, Big World, where their romance was carefully but deliberately woven into the show's fabric. Despite the glossy exterior, not everything was smooth sailing. Zach and Tori, as well as Jeremy and Audrey, appeared distant at times. Tori notably said in interviews and show confessionals that their relationship with Matt had changed, particularly after the farm negotiations fell through. Some fans speculated that Caryn might have played a part in influencing Matt's decisions, especially when he opted not to sell part of the land to his kids. This, combined with underlying tensions left over from Amy's emotional departure, created a wedge in the family. Still, the couple tried to rise above it all. There were joint interviews about their future dreams, living part-time in Arizona, building a new house on Roloff Farms, and even possibly eloping in a quiet, private wedding. Caryn appeared ready to become Mrs. Roloff, and Matt seemed eager to begin a new chapter after years of stress, surgeries, and family feuds. In the court of public opinion, reactions were mixed. Some fans supported the couple and appreciated that Matt had found love again. Others, fiercely loyal to Amy, saw Caryn as a controversial figure who had inserted herself too quickly and deeply into the Roloff narrative. But no matter the opinion, one thing was clear: Matt and Caryn were committed, for a time, at least. Their romance wasn't fleeting, it had staying power, or so it seemed. But even with all the sunny social media posts and carefully curated family moments, fans couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Over time, followers noticed a subtle shift: fewer photos together, less engagement online, and separate appearances. Whispers of trouble started to grow, with viewers pointing out that for a couple once so visible, the silence was telling. Was it just the natural evolution of a long-term relationship stepping out of the limelight, or was it a signal of deeper issues to come? When Matt proposed to Caryn in 2023, it was framed as the beginning of a beautiful new chapter, a second chance at love after the complexities of divorce. The moment was televised and widely shared, with Matt presenting a sentimental and heartfelt proposal that left fans buzzing. Yet, almost immediately, reality began to set in. Despite their public smiles, behind the scenes, the couple started facing mounting challenges. Their wedding, initially expected within the year, was postponed again and again. At first, they cited construction delays on their custom-built dream home and difficulty coordinating with the busy schedules of their adult children and grandchildren. But fans noticed inconsistencies, especially how Caryn sometimes appeared withdrawn in public events and interviews, and how rarely they were seen together in more candid family moments. The problems didn't stop with logistics. Tension with Matt's family, particularly Amy and the Roloff kids, continued to simmer. Zach and Tori's decision to move out of Oregon and build a life away from Roloff Farms was seen by many as symbolic, distancing themselves not just from the property, but from the complicated family dynamics involving Caryn. Jeremy and Audrey's sporadic public comments and lack of engagement in family gatherings only fueled the idea that Matt's kids were not entirely supportive of his new chapter. Amy, while civil in interviews, never truly seemed warm toward Caryn. The strained relationships were noticeable at family holidays and milestone events, where Matt and Caryn often showed up separately or not at all. Adding to this sense of instability was the noticeable shift in Matt and Caryn's living situation. Although they were engaged, they continued living separately, Matt on the farm and Caryn spending significant time in Arizona. While some fans chalked it up to preference and independence, others questioned why, after years together and a public engagement, they hadn't yet blended their lives more completely. Discussions about retirement revealed further differences. Matt expressed a desire to stay active in building and development on the farm, while Caryn leaned toward a quieter lifestyle in the sun. These diverging visions raised red flags. Could the couple truly build a future together if they couldn't agree on where or how to live? Matt's health became another point of concern. Ongoing issues with his spine and mobility meant that his day-to-day needs were increasing, which may have added unexpected pressure on the relationship. With wedding planning stalled, construction halted, and emotional distance growing, questions naturally arose about the engagement's authenticity. Caryn's tone in interviews, often non-committal and vague about wedding details, didn't help dispel the rumors. While Matt continued to speak about their future optimistically, Caryn often redirected or shifted focus, leading fans to speculate: was she truly ready for marriage, or was she quietly reconsidering? By mid-2024, speculation had turned into concern. The once excited engagement now looked more like a reluctant arrangement. Online forums and fan pages buzzed with discussion. Was the proposal made under pressure? Was Caryn having second thoughts? Were family dynamics simply too difficult to overcome? What was once considered a fairy tale conclusion to Matt's long and winding love life now felt more like an unanswered question. And many fans began to wonder, was the engagement ever truly meant to lead to a wedding, or had it simply been a way to shift the narrative during a turbulent season of Little People, Big World? With so many unresolved issues, distance, disapproval, differing goals, the signs of strain were hard to ignore. The official word came quietly. No press release. No grand social media reveal. Just a slow unraveling of clues that only longtime fans and sharp-eyed followers would piece together. Caryn's name, once proudly associated with several of Matt's properties, began quietly disappearing from public records. In recent photos, the once glittering engagement ring that had symbolized their next chapter was conspicuously absent from her hand. And perhaps most telling of all, Matt posted a reflective message on Instagram talking about new beginnings, letting go, and the importance of seasons, not a single mention of Caryn. And then came the confirmation fans had been dreading. Matt and Caryn have officially called off their engagement. Just like that, years of build-up, plans for a wedding, dreams of building a new home together, and hopes for a peaceful, blended future have collapsed. TLC, which once built entire episodes around their relationship, offered no comment. Whether this was a quiet decision behind closed doors or the culmination of long-building tensions, insiders suggest the couple was simply no longer aligned on their vision for the future. One major factor? The property drama. Matt had embarked on several ambitious construction projects, most notably, the dream home he intended to share with Caryn. But the build stalled. Permits dragged. Progress slowed. And then it just stopped. Neighbors noticed the construction had been paused for months. Some say it was budget-related, while others whisper that Caryn had grown uncomfortable with the idea of living so close to Roloff Farms, where Matt's history with Amy still lingers. Others claim she never wanted to settle in Oregon long-term at all. As for Caryn, her silence has spoken volumes. Once a familiar face in Matt's Instagram posts, now she's largely disappeared from his feed, and her own accounts have remained quiet. No quotes, no interviews, no cryptic posts. Friends of the couple say Caryn may be stepping back from public life entirely. After years of scrutiny from LPBW viewers, some who accused her of replacing Amy or driving a wedge into the family, she may have finally had enough. Matt, on the other hand, is reportedly at a crossroads. His future on Little People, Big World is now uncertain. The show, which once thrived on showcasing his evolving relationships and property ambitions, has lost one of its core storylines. Without Caryn, and with his children increasingly distant from the family farm, what's left to film? Some believe Matt may choose to quietly exit the series altogether, perhaps retreating to a more private life, focused on managing Roloff Farms without the glare of the cameras. The breakup doesn't just impact Matt and Caryn, it sends ripples through the entire Roloff family. Amy, who once openly struggled with Caryn's presence in the family narrative, may now feel a sense of relief. Chris Merrick, too, had always tried to keep a respectful distance, but sources say he and Caryn were never particularly close. For Zach and Jeremy, it's more complicated. While both sons had moments of tension with Caryn over the years, they also grew used to her involvement in family events. Now, the absence might rekindle old wounds or allow for a reset in their relationships with Matt. And what about the grandkids? Caryn had built bonds with the youngest Roloffs, particularly Jackson and Lila. Will she maintain those connections, or fade from their lives as quietly as she has from the show? The emotional toll on these little ones, who are often kept away from the adult drama, can't be overlooked. More broadly, this separation raises questions about the future of Roloff Farms itself. Matt's dream of turning the land into a generational retreat, a space for family reunions and memory-making, now feels even further away. Without Caryn by his side and his sons reluctant to take on the farm's legacy, who will carry it forward? Is it time for Matt to sell the land entirely? Some fans believe this could open a door for reconciliation within the family. Without the perceived tension Caryn brought, maybe Amy and Matt can find a healthier post-divorce rhythm. Maybe the kids will be more open to conversations about the farm's future. Or maybe, just maybe, this is the end of an era and the beginning of a very different chapter for little people, big world. As shocking as the split may be, it might have been a long time coming. Fans who've followed Little People, Big World for years know that behind every sweet family moment lies tension, compromise, and sometimes heartbreak. Matt and Caryn's engagement was once seen as a new chapter, but in the end, it became a story of what could have been. Whether they part as friends or retreat into privacy, one thing is clear. This marks the end of a major era in the Roloff family journey. From navigating post-divorce relationships to raising grandchildren, the Roloffs have shown the world that family isn't always easy and love doesn't always go the distance. But perhaps that's what's kept Little People, Big World so compelling for so long. It was never just about a farm, or a reality show, or even a romance. It was about resilience, about rebuilding after loss, about growing through seasons of change, even when those seasons bring pain instead of promise. As fans, we've watched Matt Roloff go from a young father of 4 to a man confronting the realities of aging, health, and legacy. We've seen Caryn evolve from a behind-the-scenes employee to a public partner facing the scrutiny of fame. Their relationship, while often controversial, gave viewers a look at what it means to try again, to love again, and to stumble again. Now, as both Matt and Caryn step into this next uncertain phase of life, we're left with questions. Will Matt finally retire from TV life? Will Caryn move back to Arizona for good? Will the Roloff farm, already for sale, finally leave the family's hands? And what does all this mean for the future of Little People, Big World? We may not have all the answers today, but one thing is certain, the Roloff family story is far from over. Whether they're walking together or going their separate ways, each member continues to carve a unique path, and fans will undoubtedly be watching, hoping for healing, and rooting for brighter days ahead. With that said, thanks for watching and sticking with us to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on the Roloffs and other TLC families. We'll see you in the next video.